Hi, everybody. Welcome to Goom and Dloom's podcast, the results podcast done by some of the fans of Spanish love songs. Today, we're going to be going over the results of the first and the second round. Mostly talk about the second round because it's the latest one, and also going through what our predictions are and our feelings for the next round. Also, just a reminder that the March Madness podcast is sponsored by the official breakfast of March Madness, Del Taco.
Okay, can they actually sponsor us
No,
though?
no, no. It's just a meme at this point. I'm just carrying
Give
it.
me the money.
I didn't come up with any songs. I'll come up with one the next time. So we're gonna first go through the first rounds. And if there's like specific matchups that we're interested in, we might discuss them for a little bit. But it's mostly just to go over. So we'll bring up the spreadsheet and go start going through them. I've got fun descriptions for each one. So
Do you want me to share my screen now?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Uh,
let's see how well I can do this. Okay,
um,
here we go.
the first matchup is going to be, oh yeah, we got it. AFI versus Homegrown. AFI versus Homegrown was more like Gone Home. AFI won. Uh, the next matchup down the list is Something Corporate versus Jack's Mannequin. And when Something Corporate said they wanted to keep playing, we told Something Corporate we're going to need a little space. Jack's Mannequin won. Um, Say Anything went against Limbeck. Hey, Limbeck. Elimination Limbeckins. Say Anything moved on. Weezer took on Boxcar Racer. Weezer better taken a photograph because it lasted longer than they did. Boxcar Racer moves on. Ataris versus Sugar Cult. Stuck in America, more like stuck in the first round. Ataris went through. Thrice versus the Jealous
Did
Sound.
you do every matchup? This is amazing.
Thrice versus the Jealous Sound. I'd have Anxious Arms too if I got eliminated in the first round. Thrice moved on. Finch versus Rilo Kiley and their song Wires and Wave Goodbye to Rilo Kiley. Finch moves on. And Green Day versus Hello Goodbye. Anyone who chose Green Day feels like an American idiot. So let's go back to the full screen.
So stop sharing is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
great. 1 second. I'm not very,
That's all right.
everybody has their own comfort level with Zoom, and
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with Zoom, but I've never used.
There were some technical issues. My screen stopped sharing, so we're not going to do any more sharing. We're just going to go over the matchups. And I will just go quick over anything that surprised us. I was surprised by Weezer and Boxcar Racer, and then Green Day and Hello Goodbye. Other than that, it was just kind of a. But yeah, I thought Green Day would have pulled it on name recognition, and I thought Weezer would have pulled it on the meme recognition, but they didn't. The better songs, in my opinion, won.
Yeah, I'm with you on the meme recognition too. I thought Weezer was going to go at least a couple of rounds based on the photograph thing, but I don't think people really like maybe caught on to that or latched onto it as much as we thought it might.
As the Discord did.
Yeah, right. The Discord did, but I don't think the Patreon as a whole did.
Because that song was not very
Right.
good. But I think
Correct.
I think that was the only shocks for me. Everything else that I either wanted to move on or thought could move on did.
Yeah, I don't think anything was really surprising here to me.
No.
So I stand by my so in the third matchup, Say Anything and Limbeck, I didn't know either of these bands beforehand, and I did genuinely like the Limbeck song, and that's the chorus for the Say Anything song is very catchy. But that
It is.
man cannot sing. He legit
No.
has a bad voice.
No.
And I heard that song, and I know Jess goes really hard for this song, and I'm like, I don't get it. Nobody should let him sing.
I liked
Has
it
a
better
terrible
than I
voice.
thought I would. I don't.
Yeah.
He can't sing. That's true, but that doesn't bother me as much because I
Okay.
grew up listening to really punk songs that nobody could sing. So
True.
Yeah,
So I guess I was surprised. I wanted Limbeck to move forward.
I did. Well, I mean, I wanted Limbeck to move. I'm not surprised.
They
I
did not.
agree with that. I think though this would be a good cover because I think the song's really well written. Just needs a better singer and maybe some other stuff. But
yeah, that's true.
So I think that's enough. We're gonna go move on to the Midwest. First matchup was Fall Out Boy versus the Forecast. The Forecast
Wait,
return.
I think we should stay on that
Okay.
one and talk about what is currently in the Sweet 16.
We can do that. Yeah, we can go move
And
on
who-
to the next.
and
Okay.
who should move forward.
Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
we'll go to AFI
So
versus.
now
we're in
so
this-
now the
we'll move to
two
this-
brackets are Jack's Mannequin, the mixtape, versus Say Anything, The Rising South.
Well,
which
no,
y'all
we
know
haven't
what I
got we
feel
haven't gone
about.
over the.
Let's do the second round
We gotta do the
first.
second
Oh,
round
the
first.
second round.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We're going
okay,
to
okay,
the
okay.
suite. We're going to the round of 32, and the first
Yeah.
matchup is
Let's
AFI.
do that. Like, stay in the category.
Stay in the region. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I see what
Yes,
you're saying.
yes.
Okay.
And I messed up my pun. Give me 1 second to get the pun mixed up.
You have another
You
one?
have a pun list.
I have a pun list.
I love it.
Wow.
Looks like AFI is missing the frame for the rest of the tournament, as AFI lost to Jack's Mannequin. The next one was Say Anything versus Boxcar Racer. Boxcar Racer, all systems no. Say Anything moves on. Thrice versus the Ataris. Looks like it's game over for the Ataris. And Finch versus Hello Goodbye. Should have had a shimmy shimmy better should have had a better shimmy shimmy quarter turnout. Finch moves on.
Well done.
Those are excellent.
Especially the Atari's one. That was
That one
very
was
good.
I couldn't think of one, and then I was like, wait, why didn't I think of Game Over? So
That
I was
extremely
trying to do
good.
something with their song, and it didn't work, or like So Long Astoria.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah.
I mean, how can I follow that up?
Well,
Yeah.
we can talk about the matchup.
I do want to talk about AFI versus Jax because I want to just flaunt a little bit, and because I think AFI was the much stronger band of those two. I mean, Jax is fine, whatever. I mean, I know a lot of people like Jax. I don't want to discredit this because it's a very good song. I think the mixtape is a great song, but AFI, given their catalog, should have won this matchup, and a better song would have won this matchup.
I'm not going to disagree
Whose
with
pick
that.
was that? Do you know?
Dylan's.
Dylan.
This was Dylan's leaving. But
Sorry,
unlike,
it took me a second.
we'll get to that one later. But yeah, no, I agree. If we would have done something from Sing the Sorrow, or even the one before Sing the Sorrow. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called.
Art of Drowning.
Art of Drowning, yeah. And there were a couple Art of Drownings I think would have qualified for this.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But definitely Sing the Sorrow. They would have definitely moved on. If they would have done Silver and Cold, I think would still be in the tournament and would have a shot at winning the whole thing.
I listened to all of Sing the Sorrow and all of December Underground very recently, and Sing the Sorrow is still by far the better album between those two. I mean, December Underground is underrated, and I know that was the point that Dylan wanted to make, but Sing the Sorrow is still by far the better album.
It's definitely the more punk album, and we're talking about punk songs. We're not talking about we're not talking about the better song. We're talking about the more punk emo type songs. So so it just fits in better. Crispy, you got any opinion on this?
The better band won.
I thought you might say that.
Wow.
I don't entirely agree.
No,
but
it's a good song.
I do think Jack's Mannequin is incredible.
I'm
one of
those.
those.
It was a good song.
I didn't have much to say on this because I like both bands a lot. I think they're both incredible.
I'm a very
where,
casual.
Like, I haven't listened to either.
I'm a very casual AFI fan. So I like the hits. The emo night hits would have probably appealed more to me than anything else.
Yeah,
but I like Jax a lot, so.
I'm really looking forward to the next round, though. Jax versus Say Anything, honestly, was a tough choice for me because I think the Say Anything one would have been a great cover. I am partial to Jack's song. I think it's a better song, and I think maybe not as good of a cover, but much closer, which covers than the quality of the song. So I prefer Jax in that matchup, but I think they're both great songs in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. Also, I think Jax will likely I think they have a good chance of advancing another round on that one. Although that one I think could be close. We'll see.
Either you all?
Sounds good.
I know they talked about the margins on the other podcast. So I'm curious how close the Say Anything versus Boxcar matchup was.
Oh, they didn't talk about it at that point. They're still yet to do the new podcast.
Oh, okay, they haven't done that. Okay.
So yeah. There's some bad opinions from people talking about their choices, but that's not the point.
Go figure.
I'm not even talking their opinion. I think their choice has been fine. I'm actually pretty okay with everything that's left. Bar one song, which Praying loses. But outside of that, I think I'd be fine with everything else winning. And then the next matchup, I was team Jealous Sound, and then I was team Ataris. I'm finally getting on the Thrice wagon. Because I think Artist in the Ambulance is a better song than New Beginnings. I think it's significantly better. I think it's my argument always, without going into the songs, my argument was always that I think there could have been a better choice. But at this point, Artist in the Ambulance is the song that's chosen, and it's a great song. So that's my opinion. Sticking with it, I think it's a significantly better song than Finch's New Beginnings.
I also was the Thrice vote there.
I finally got on my boys.
Crispy,
when
I'm a Finch guy.
course.
Ulterior motives, though, but
what's your ulterior
I
motives?
just I don't really care for either song, to be honest.
Hmm.
So I voted for what was most likely to lose against Jack's Mannequin.
No.
Oh.
That's
Strategic
I hear
voting.
that. I hear that.
done
Yeah.
that before in sports.
Thrice
So yeah,
versus Jax will be a tough matchup.
if we get to it,
Strategery.
Thrice versus
Yeah.
either of those bands is going to be super
I do
tough.
think Thrice is going to advance
Oh, yeah.
because I agree that it's a significantly better song, and I think it was a significantly better song than the Atari song, which, as I discussed previously, I did like.
I just thought the Atari song was. I think I like the artist and the image
Atari.
better than the Atari song, but I like the cover. I think the cover would have been better the other way around, and that's kind of was like they were so close that I went with cover. So
I'm like never considering the cover when I'm voting. Like
It has
I'm
to be.
really
Always
in
am.
the better song.
it has.
I try to think about the cover.
It has to be, at least it has to be super close. Because there are definitely ones where I voted first, ones I prefer the song, then I would prefer the cover. But then there's definitely ones like this one where I voted based upon the fact that it's a better song. I also think the cover would be better. But like Jax, I think the cover would not be as good as the Say Anything, because I think it would be a more fun cover, Say Anything. But I like the song so much better than I decided to go with Jack's Mannequin. I haven't voted yet.
I like
but-
cannot vote for that Say Anything song because that guy's voice sucks so much, especially at the beginning.
Well, the thing is, if it's a cover, you're not going to hear
Yeah.
his voice.
It's true, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I have not been able to like look over how out of tune and off key and horrible sounding the
Yeah.
first like beginning slow part of that song
Also-
is. Like, I can never vote for it.
Say Anything just isn't that good.
That's
They have one good album.
Like, isn't this off that album?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
It's not even that good.
exactly.
I think
Do they
there's
have one good album.
I'm kind of. I think they have good songs on that album. This is one of them, but I don't think that it's a good album. I'm kind of on the people. People say this is one of the best albums of that decade. I shake my head. And there are a lot of people
I
that
don't know.
do that.
Yeah, I think they will
Just
have a
doesn't cancel me.
significant fan base,
I
but I'm more surprised about in round 2 the Finch versus Hello Goodbye. I'm honestly surprised at how that one turned out.
Names.
That was one of the bigger upsets for me.
That was a very big upset for me.
I voted for
Not a
Hello
band
Goodbye.
that I wanted to go forward.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is gonna be my version of like, I can't remember who in this group hated Jealous Sound. Was it Crispy? This is gonna be like my like Crispy one is like I think that you love Hello Goodbye. I couldn't listen to that song. I had to skip it.
I hated
Because
that
like
band in
I
high school.
don't like that the sound. I just like don't like the sound of it. It like is really grating to me, and I had to just.
I can
like,
definitely
turn
see
it
how
off.
that would
It's
be the
definitely a
Wait.
love it or hate it. There's not really
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
ground
Yeah.
to be had. There's
I'm
no.
on the,
it's
I'm on the
okay.
hate, so I couldn't listen to it, even though I love the title.
Yeah, I like the title. I also thought it was just kind of fun. I had
Yeah.
never heard it before, but I did not like the Green Day song at all, and so I voted for
Oh, yeah.
Hello Goodbye in that matchup.
Mine
and
was like a
then-
protest vote because I couldn't listen to Hello Goodbye. I didn't particularly like Green Day, but
I don't know. I voted for Hello Goodbye in both rounds. Kind of sad that they didn't make it through, but Finch is a fine band, and they're gonna, no matter who it was, they were gonna lose to Thrice anyway. So Thrice,
yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
Thrice got that name recognition. They had a top
Yeah.
they had a top 100 album in the last 3 years. So
Yeah. All right,
we're gonna-
Brian, do you have puns for us for the next?
I do. I have to get so I
Yeah,
can make
we're
sure I do it in the
going
right
down.
order. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Fall Out Boy versus the Forecast. The Forecast returned to their roots as Fall Out Boy 1. The Academy is versus Postal Service. The Academy is still looking for a funny pun. I didn't have one for that one. To make
Yeah,
up
It's
for
down
it,
and
literally
out.
called Down
It's
and
right
Out.
there.
I don't want to go with the softball one.
Down and
You did the softball for the forecast. Anyway, all right.
The soft,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but that was actually but that sounded better. The Used versus MXPX. MXPX, you walked and the voters ran away from you.
True.
MCS versus Punchline. I hope Punchline is not afraid to lose because they did. That was questionable. Bright Eyes versus the Get Up Kids. Connor Oberst, you sure are nowhere, and it's the second round.
True.
Panic at the Disco versus the Weaker Thans, who were left and leaving in the first round.
Womp womp.
That one actually kind of hurt to say. The format versus All American Rejects. The format work does not permit you to go to the second round.
All right. Since we're here,
We gotta
that
finish.
is a garbage vote. The All American Rejects are like fun.
Let me
poppy
finish the
rock.
puns. We can go in there in a second. I gotta finish the results.
Oh my god!
I just got one more. Alkaline Trio versus Hey Mercedes. You're out. There we go. Yes.
Okay.
No, there's a couple that were just kind of quite like I was surprised. I'm surprised the Get Up Kids beat Bright Eyes. I thought the Connor Oberst fanboys
Not
would come in.
surprised by that at all.
The better band won.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I am significantly more team the Get Up Kids. Plus, also Connor
I feel
Oberst
like
is
the
an
Get Up
asshole.
Kids has like much more like penetration.
Yeah.
I said it in
Hell yeah.
in like emo punk than Bright Eyes does.
Yeah, and there's also like a pretty big like Get Up Kids resurgence, I feel
Yeah,
right now
I can see that.
happening.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
Um.
Well, they were like touring a lot recently.
yeah.
You know, 2019 recently with Problems, and it's a banger of an album.
And they're like one of the few bands that have done multiple live streams during during the pandemic. And
True.
So did Dogleg. Go check out their new live stream for Melee. It was fantastic.
Oh,
Sorry.
but there's one for Kali Massey going on like right now, so
Oh,
I have to
oh,
try
yeah.
to see if I can like see that afterwards.
I'm gonna have to go check
It's
it out.
in 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, I thought it
Let's
was
go.
at
Let's go. Okay.
Eastern.
Let's hurry up so we can
All
see
right.
this Callie Massey because I would like to see that as well. And we're late. That's fine. I'm not surprised about any of the other ones. Panic, I assumed, even though the Weekend's the better band, better song. Anybody who disagrees can fight me. Yeah, and the format, you're right with the
Yeah.
All American Rejects. The format's such a bad.
That's
I just
garbage.
think that number one, format has name recognition. Number two, Nate Royce's voice is very tilting.
I think All American Rejects were by far the name recognition of those two bands.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah,
It was not a fun vote.
too bad.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
no surprises in the first round. But
Okay, to the
I'm
second
glad
round.
That,
Fall Out Boy versus Postal Service. Postal Service looks like you're going to need a brand new tournament. Motion City soundtrack versus the Used. They should be used to this. Motion City runs on. Panic at the Disco versus the Get Up Kids. Panic the Disco, more like Panic not at the tournament. And then Alkaline Trio versus All American Rejects. All American Rejects lost. Paper Heartbreak for All American Rejects.
they were All American rejected.
Yes.
All American.
But I said that one on
Rejected.
stream. I couldn't have done that one again. No surprises. No surprises here. This was maybe Panic.
I'm sorry, you're saying that Panic losing to the Get Up Kids is not a surprise.
I guess
No,
that
It's
is.
a pretty big surprise.
I think he was talking
That was the
about
biggest
that, like,
surprise, I think.
that second
Yeah,
one.
I'll give you Panic. I guess I was not looking at it. I was looking at Alkaline Trio and Fall Out Boy and Motion City soundtrack. So, but yes, Panic losing or losing is huge.
I'm also surprised that Motion City won against the Used.
Yeah, I think that was another upset.
I'm
to some
very
extent.
happy that it happened.
Same.
I think it's because number one, the song, because they're two names. I think that people listen to both songs. But number two, Motion is huge. People forget how big Motion is, especially in especially in our crowds. Motion is one of those bands, like one of those tentpole bands for a lot of people. So like
That is one where I will give credit to. I think it was Dylan that picked that song.
That was his
a
first
great song.
Oh, great
choice.
song, great song, great album, great
Yeah.
band, obviously. Yeah, and when he picked this band, that he had mentioned that was the song he had in mind. So yeah, and I think even Travis said he may have done Makeout Kids, which would have been another good choice.
I
But
think this is the better song.
I don't disagree. I just think that whole I don't dislike. I said this before. Someone tells me I played the wrong Motion City soundtrack song. I feel bad, not because I played a song I don't like, because I like all the songs, and I wish I'd played a song that they liked instead. I'm super happy. But yeah, Panic, I'm guessing it's because, again, the Get Up Kids resurgence. There is kind of a negative name recognition to Panic in the circles now, because it became total pop band. And then, Get Up Kids, yeah, and then Kamisato is not the strongest Panic at the Disco song, so.
I mean, I assume that many people are in the like same situation as me, that Get Up Kids versus Alkaline Trio is like gonna be a hard vote.
It guts me. Again, it's an easy, like the first round, it's an easy choice, but I'm not happy with it.
Oh, did you go Get Up Kids?
No.
Okay.
Get Up Kids.
I went Alkaline Trio too. I think the Alkaline Trio song is a better song.
Oh yeah, it's Alkaline Trio.
And that song is warm
for sure.
to
I
me.
went Get Up Kids.
Get
That's
up,
why
kids. All right, split vote.
I don't care who wins this, and not in the bad way, because
I-
it's going to be sad that the one of them has to lose, but one of the bands that I really want to win is moving forward.
I
think that
decided
Alkaline-
today that I did care. I was in kind of that same mindset where either way, a cool band wins. But I was listening to the playlist today, and Dottie came on, and I was like, no, this is actually the song that I
song
kind of want to
rules.
actually hear go
It
all
does.
the way.
I said on the Discord, these are my two favorite songs on the bracket, or like remaining on the bracket. But
not mine. But yeah, no, they're both awesome, and like it's like hard to vote against like who I want to lose to Motion City Soundtrack, because Motion City Soundtrack might not win because stupid Fall Out Boy.
That's actually also another really hard matchup for me personally, because I decided the two songs that I most would like to hear actually result in the cover of this is the Motion City song and the Get Up Kids song today. And obviously only one can win, but obviously neither of those can both go. But also I really, really like that Fall Out Boy song.
It's very good. It's a
fine song. I didn't dislike it as much as I expected to.
It's just not as good as it's just not as good as the Motion song.
I'm still like, I'm voting against Fall Out Boy in that, but like I feel like it's justified if Fall Out Boy wins more than just name recognition, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because that song's a fucking banger.
And the reason I supported Alkaline Trio over the Get Up Kids, I mean, I was probably going to vote that way anyway, but I think they have a better chance of beating Fall Out Boy at the end of the day.
I just went with whatever song I liked better. I think I've said it before. And it's just like, and I went back and I listened to every song except for one back to back. I didn't listen to two because I didn't listen to Sum 41 versus Dashboard.
And I thought that it was good to do.
Oh yeah.
I hope people re-listen.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Sum 41 versus Dashboard because I'm not going to put myself through that Sum 41 song ever again.
Correct.
But that's the one. Like of all the songs,
we'll get to that. I have an opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's what's up next because I want to go East Coast next. So we start out with Dashboard Confessional versus the Loved Ones and Done.
Oh no, we should do the My Chemical Romance.
Let's do. I want to do the top New York last.
Do bottom and then up.
Yeah, because New York is the strongest. I think the strongest bracket
I'm
left, and has the best. Okay, so yeah, and the East Coast, Dashboard Confessional versus the Loved Ones and Done. Dashboard wins. Cartel versus Me Without You. Me Without the Tournament. Cartel wins. Sum 41 versus North Star. Couldn't think of a good one. They followed the North Star out of the tournament. Sum 41 advances. Avril versus Treos. I know she cheated, but Gerbs burned the evidence. Not going to say who won that one. Against Me versus Hot Rod Circuit. Hot Rod Circuit needs a pharmacist after the beating they took. Against Me advances. Good Charlotte versus Copeland and their song No One Really Wins. Hey, Copeland, someone really did win, and it wasn't you. Paramore versus Manchester. Breaking news, Paramore lost and no one rioted. And then Newfound Glory versus Piebald. Piebald, you just had a simple plan to win, and it failed. Newfound Glory won.
I love how many of these song titles like play into the puns.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they really like, no one really wins.
That was my
that's
favorite one I
right
came
there.
up with. Yeah. That was my absolute favorite. This is where the memes come in. This is the meme bracket because three of the bands that won did not produce good music. I'm not saying like Everlyn hasn't written good music. I don't think she has, but I'm not saying that she hasn't. And I'm not saying Sum 41 hasn't produced good songs. I'm not saying Good Charlotte hasn't produced songs. These three songs were bad songs, and they've moved forward. And I think it's the whole photograph, funny type thing that they wanted to happen, and more so than the name recognition, anything like that. I think it's the meme choices. So, and they talked about that in the podcast a little bit. And that's all I really have to say about that. There wasn't a huge upset. I was a little surprised Paramore lost, but not that surprised that Manchester lost.
Yeah, I was surprised about Paramore.
But I think that Manchester has a huge following in the podcast or in the Discord and the Patreon as a whole. There's obviously there's obviously a lot of Manchester in what Dylan writes. So. Yeah, you can't always hear it, but you can always, like with lyrics and everything, you can kind of tell. I wasn't that surprised. Does anybody else got any opinions other than the meme stuff?
I mean, obviously, like
care less about this region. Like
Yeah,
burn it all down.
I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
with you on
I mean,
that.
I think it's going to be Dashboard against Newfound Glory, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most likely outcome, and
I-
then I hope Dashboard wins because
I said on the last episode that the Good Charlotte song was my least favorite song in the bracket. My second least favorite song in the bracket is the Dashboard song.
I actually like the
cannot
Dashboard
stand
song.
it.
But
It's
so yeah, we
not
still
a
got
good
we still got to
Dashboard
do the second round though. Dashboard first Cartel. Cartel was told to play anything else than this tournament. Avril Lavigne versus Sum 41. Avril Lavigne, it's not complicated. You lost, now go away. Sum 41 won. Good Charlotte versus Against Me. Good Charlotte, you don't want to stop, and I don't want to listen to your song. Against Me won. And then Newfound Glory versus Manchester. Manchester, you can relax now that you're home. Newfound Glory won. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't care that much about the songs. Newfound Glory song's good. Against Me song is fine. I think the Against Me could have had a better song, and I would be more apt to root for it. I think the Newfound Glory song's better, but I don't care that much about either of them. I like Dashboard better than Sub 41. I just want Sub 41 to lose. That is all I care about. All I care about. And that's not even them as a band. It's just the song sucks. So that's it. That's my strong opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to end up Dashboard versus Newfound Glory, and like probably Newfound Glory. That's my guess.
I could see Dashboard taking it, but as long as it's one of those two, or one of those two, and it could have been Alkaline
Just like
Against Me if
it's
it was.
another one that got hampered by song choice. Like there are much better songs.
I see. This is where I
Yeah.
I had to re-listen to all of these songs because I didn't really have any particular connection to any of them. I mean, Against Me, I've listened to that one probably the most of all of them.
It's a good song.
But I would say that would be my preferred pick for this whole region. Just kind of by default. I don't love the song. It's not a great song, but I do think they would make a good cover of it.
That'd be
That's
fine.
where I ultimately settled was I think their cover of that song would be better than the original.
I just wish they would have gone with a different choice.
at this point, all the songs that I cared about in this region have been eliminated. So
Yeah,
No.
same.
Yeah, mine got out first round. So yeah, on to what I'm dubbing Dinertopia, the New York, New Jersey region. So yeah, first of all, My Chemical Romance versus Jets to Brazil. They sure jetted out of the tournament. They can't all be winners. Fountains of Wayne versus Early November. Unlike Stacy's mom, Fountains of Wayne, you don't have it going on. Early November went on. TSL versus ASF. Not that it's a big loss for Armor for Sleep, as they already know what to do when you are dead. The starting line moves on. Saves the Day versus Head Automatica, who headed automatically out the door. Saves the Day moved on. Bayside versus the Movie Line or Movie Life and their song Ship to Shore. Wish they would have gotten more votes. Bayside moved on. Coheed versus Boys Night Out. Boys Night Out got boys knocked out of the tournament. Coheed moves on. Thrice versus Midtown.
I did.
Midtown, You Became What You Hate, which is losers. Thursday moves on. And Taking Back Sunday versus Straight Leg Run. Big Shot, more like Big Short of the votes needed. Taking Back Sunday moves on. I don't know. There wasn't any huge surprises in here. It was all. I think all the favorites outside of Fountains of Wayne won, and who the hell cares about? I mean, Fountains of Wayne's a good band, but it's Fountains of Wayne. So I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
So on to the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to just quickly shout out that was your best round of puns.
Nice.
yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
Good job, Brian.
MCR versus Early November. Early November, more like early tournament exit. My Chemical Romance moves on. Taking Back Coheed versus Saves the Day versus the starting line. Surprise, surprise. The song Snake chose didn't end up winning. Saves the Day.
Leaving.
Coheed versus Bayside. Bayside did just not enough to beat Coheed. Coheed takes it. And then Taking Back Sunday versus Thursday. For Thursday, it was losses all of the time. So
Oh, that
that-
one I was kind of surprised about.
I wasn't. No, I love
I just
Thursday.
want-
That's my favorite. That was my favorite band in the whole thing.
I love Thursday.
But yeah.
I just want to take a quick another shot at the first one. So this early November, more like the early March.
Where were you when I was coming up with these?
Oh, excellent.
That was one I was just like, I can't. Fluxy? No. And no one knows their albums because it's like I can't even do like what I did with some of these bands where I had some of their albums in there. And with the starting line one, Surprise, Surprise was the song everybody wanted rather than Leaving. So I decided to go with that as the joke.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
So, but no, no. I was, to me, again, nothing really surprising. All the favorites won. Saves the Day beating Starting Line is probably the most shocking of the bunch. But Taking Back Sunday is a favorite to win the whole tournament. My Chemical Romance right now is the favorite to win the tournament, and the one I'm hoping of the big three wins, because I don't want Fall Out Boy and I don't want Taking Back Sunday to win the tournament. I wouldn't
everybody
mind.
keeps saying like Taking Back Sunday is going to just roll to the championship, but I don't think that's necessarily the case.
There's just
I
so
don't
many-
think that's true.
they had a strong first round, but is that more about Taking Back Sunday or more about Stray Light Run? Who's a great band. That's not a shot at Stray Light Run, but they're not as popular as some of the other people in the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Taking Back
Right.
Sunday was for sure going to beat Stray Light Run.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a surprise.
No, and like I think, and they had the second biggest win after Motion City Soundtrack in the first round. So keeping my Motion City Soundtrack hope.
I do think that the next round will be Taking Back Sunday versus My Chem.
Oh, absolutely. I don't.
And I think that will be the match that decides the winner
There's
of the tournament.
only one way that doesn't happen.
Coheed's going all the way.
Yeah, if the Coheed meme train,
I voted for Coheed.
I'm gonna vote for Coheed. If the Coheed meme train continues on,
Yeah,
I voted for Taking Back Sunday.
and like
I'm not buying into the meme necessarily, but I also want Taking Back Sunday to lose, so I'm going to take it at least one step.
I don't mind the Taking Back Sunday song. I just love that Coheed song. I just love it.
I do. I also love that song. Yeah, I think that's the better song.
I mean, I voted for Boys Night Out the first round just because how much I enjoyed the Boys Night Out song, but and like the cover's not gonna happen. So I voted for the one that I actually thought I was gonna win that I actually liked. But basically, I didn't like the song that much. And the Taking Back Sunday, the Coheed's significantly better song. So yeah, I voted for that. And then My Chemical Romance versus Saves the Day. I like the Saves the Day song a lot, but that My Chemical Romance song is just so good. So yeah, and it's gonna crush it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. No offense to Saves the Day and
Yeah,
Saves the Day,
I actually voted for Saves the Day.
I voted for Save the Day.
Ooh. That's
I
Andrew.
I'm assuming My Chemical Romance is gonna win, but
Right.
We'll
I
see.
mean,
It could be closer than we
same.
think.
that's
I
what
think-
I was kind of hoping for, is that it's closer than I think.
I think it'll
I
be
think
close.
it'll be closer than we think.
But I think My Chem's gonna
Saves the
win.
Day is also extremely popular.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
I don't want to discredit them. They're
absolutely
a very
not.
popular band.
I mean, they made it here for a reason over a very popular Starting Line. So yeah.
But I did vote for My Chem just because that's probably my third favorite song in the tournament.
It's so good.
It's very
Nice.
good. I'm surprised at how much I like that song.
I mean, I really like the Save the Day song, and if it was up against anything but Coheed, I would be going for that. So,
you mean My Chem?
no, My Chem. I'm saying other than My Chem. So
Oh, I
My
see.
dream scenario is that it ends up being Saves the Day versus Coheed.
my
That'd
God.
be cool.
You're doing us to a
You never
Newfound
know.
Glory cover. You're doing us to a Newfound Glory cover.
Just
I mean, if
just
Motion
as
City
good-
Soundtrack wins, I mean, Dylan actually talks about this on the other podcast. Like, it's interesting that Motion City Soundtrack could be they end up being the compromise because everybody kind of likes them at least a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, they're yeah.
And I think that is enough carrying power. Like, if they get over Fall Out Boy, I think that's going to be the toughest match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they,
That or Thrice.
But if they advance past Fall Out Boy, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. And then, and then again, Thrice would be the only other person I would think would have a shot at beating them. Because I think the California bracket's probably the weakest left.
I
But
agree.
out of the
yeah.
Eastern.
of the
Or,
rest
yeah,
of
the Eastern. Yeah.
No, I think the East. I think Newfound Glory still holds more weight than Thrice. So
Oh, I agree with that.
yeah, I think that if you put those two songs up against Thrice, is going to lose. That's the reason I say that. That's and I vote for Thrice in a heartbeat in that matchup. But I think that the California is by far the weakest bracket of everything.
That might be true.
I mean, like Jax is.
The thing that's making me laugh so much right now is how sports talky we sound when I don't talk about sports like this, but
Who likes
give me some
sports?
pop punk
This is
songs,
our
and I'm gonna be
sports.
like, they might take the whole thing. Sports.
Oh, I can't talk
I've
about
always
college
cared about
basketball
you.
right now. So
I've always cared about music more than sports anyway, so this is much
I'm
better.
Great.
yeah.
But when Stallman's stroking his beard and being like, they're going all the way, they're taking this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
So yeah, I guess your predictions for the Elite Eight, and we can start to wind this down.
Yeah.
Predictions for me are I'm gonna go Say Anything and Thrice for California. I'm gonna go Motion just because I'm praying that happens, And I'll go Alkaline Trio. Motion versus Alkaline Trio in the Midwest.
So are you saying who you voted for or who you think is going to win?
Who I think is going to win.
Okay.
So far, it's everybody who I voted for anyways. The exception of maybe one. No, I'm going to vote for Jax instead of Say Anything, but I think Say Anything is going to take it. My Chemical Romance versus Taking Back Sunday and what probably should be the championship. And then I'm going to go Dashboard versus Newfound Glory. And that's going to be I could see Sub 41 going over Dashboard as the meme pick, but I'm going to go Dashboard over Newfound Glory. That's my Elite Eight.
One is so bad.
All right, Lindsay, what do you got?
Okay, I think it's going to be Jax Mannequin versus Thrice. Fallout Boy versus Alkaline Trio. I'm gonna go with Saves because I'm gonna manifest it into the universe against Taking Back Sunday and Dashboard versus Newfound Glory. Yeah, that's my guess.
All
Do it
right.
up, Crispy.
Crispy.
What you got?
I think it's gonna be Jax versus probably Thrice.
So
And
resigned.
I don't know. I think I hate to say it. I think Fall Out Boy's gonna win, but I also think that Get Up Kids are gonna sneak out a win against Alkaline
Right.
Trio.
Manifest
I
in
think
the
it could
universe.
happen.
Speak your truth.
My Chem versus Taking Back Sunday is probably what's gonna happen. And yeah, probably. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Dashboard versus Against Me. I think Against Me is gonna sneak in there.
Nice.
Alright.
It wouldn't surprise me, especially like there's a couple of matchups that like if they made it this far, I could see them going further. Just because like who they're up against. Like I don't know. Not very many people care about Newfound Glory anymore. They're a nostalgia band. This is a nostalgia pick, but like.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love New
Yeah.
Glory.
And so mine's going to sound pretty similar. I mean, I think it's Jax against Thrice in that region. And then I do think Fall Out Boy is going to squeak out over Motion City, but I think that might be. So I made a note of this. I said, if Fall Out Boy wins, it'll be a blowout. If Motion City wins, it'll be a close match.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, if that makes sense, you know, just the
Yeah.
turnout.
Yeah.
And I do think they have a chance, but I think it will be close.
Mhm.
Alkaline Trio, I think, will advance over the Get Up Kids. Although, I think that one might be close too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
that
do think
will be
there
a
are
close
people,
one, I think.
there are
I
vocal
feel like-
people rooting against Alkaline Trio too.
And I feel like that fan base they're both very similar sized,
Yeah.
like,
True.
It's
and
like
not
pretty
necessarily the
evenly
same
matched.
people.
Yeah.
I think that there are more Trio fans in the Spanish Love Songs fan base than Get Up Kids fans.
Yeah.
I am willing to say that.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then, so Mike Kim versus Saves Dave, I think Mike Kim will blow it away. Taking Back Sunday versus Coheed, that one I think will be closer than anybody wants it to be, but I do think
Especially
I do
Duke.
think Taking Back Sunday will win. But Dylan is gonna sweat a little bit about that one.
If they do a podcast tomorrow and Dylan is just like kind of angry, it's because Coheed is.
Yeah. We'll know how that one goes. Dashboard versus Sum 41. I honestly don't care. However that one goes is fine. Probably Dashboard. Who cares?
Yeah.
But then Against Me versus Newfound Glory. I think I agree with Eric. I think Against Me is going to squeak that one out.
Okay.
I think that is the better song of those two.
Yeah.
So curiously, I think the only one where we were kind of like 3 against 1 was the Say Anything versus Jax Mannequin. Because Brian, did you say Anything?
There's one other one too. Motion versus Fall Out Boy.
Oh, true. Okay.
No, yeah.
I'm
With
curious.
Say Anything versus Jax, it's more that I feel like I'm going nostalgia route on that. That Say Anything is such a nostalgia band. I feel like it's pulled them through so far. It's going to pull them through to lose to Thrice. And then Motion City versus Fall Out Boy. That's more of a hope than it is a pick, but it's also like there's a lot of Motion City soundtrack fans, and so I feel like they could win. And so
it's feasible.
it's
Yeah.
feasible.
I do think it's feasible. Out of
And-
like all the like quote unquote what would be an upset, like that one's probably the most feasible.
I don't even think that would be an
Yeah.
upset though. Don't think you would label it as an upset because they are super popular, and especially that album is super popular. And Fall Out Boy has lost a lot of fans since they came back.
Yeah, but you're going up against what's arguably like their most popular album.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's why I didn't think it's a guarantee. But like I'm just going through what my thought process is with that. But other than that, we either had it was 2 versus 2 and then everybody. I think there's one that Crispy chose that we all kind of went the other way around, but I can't remember which one it was.
I did Get Up Kids
Oh yeah.
going against Alkaline
I
Trio.
mean, I voted for Ghetto Kids.
I think
that
it's
album-
I really think it could happen.
All right.
I think that
I mean,
could
I'm
happen,
happy
too.
with that.
It'll be interesting.
We'll be happy, but also very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if it was a different Alkaline Trio, I could have like very easily been swayed to vote for Alkaline Trio. But like when I
You
was
don't
like
Hell
going,
Yes?
it's not that I don't like Hell Yes, but I think it was actually you that made the comment that you just can't imagine somebody really singing that song besides Matt Skiba, and
Yeah.
like that is kind of more what it's
Yeah,
about.
when
Like,
I think about the cover, that song wouldn't have been my choice.
yeah, like if it had been like Crawl or
Aurora would be a fun one.
Any
I love
of
Crawl.
any Dan song, honestly, would have probably been Alkaline Trio until I couldn't vote for it anymore.
I picked like I thought about Time to Waste too, because that one's like it's got a lot of like
The question with
all
that
of the instrumentals show
Mhm.
like play upward on that song,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
Spanish Love Songs as a
Yeah.
5-piece band or whatever can do a bigger.
It's a very
bigger
dynamic song for an
Yeah,
Alkaline
dynamic.
Trio.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Especially because it has the keys, and they are a keys-based band at this point. I mean, they were
Right.
going to get back to being a guitar-based band, but at this point in time, they are a keys-based band. So, because their albums are obviously guitar-based, but all their covers have been key-based. Having that key intro, that piano intro, that would have been perfect
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
The only issue is that might be considered an emo night song because it was a hit for a minute. I don't think it would
don't
be,
think
but
so.
yeah, it's not like Had Enough or Radio or anything like that. So,
Yeah, or even on Crimson, like Mercy
Mercy
Me.
Yeah, Mercy.
which
Me.
would have been a hell of a cover, by the way.
Yeah, but that's probably their most popular song, arguably.
Had enough. What I would think would be their most popular song because that was huge. But yeah, that was the first one I heard.
Now
And
I just want to listen to Alkaline Trio.
should do it.
Let's fucking go.
Going to.
Stop after Crimson or before Crimson. Well, I guess there. Well, don't go the album between
No,
Crimson.
Crimson's good.
Between Crimson, what's the album directly after Crimson? That was awful.
Agony and Irony.
Agony Irony is awful.
No, it's not. That's their third best album.
Oh,
Oh,
that's an opinion. That is
I
now that's a
know.
hot take.
Fine words.
That's not a fine word.
Maybe
I am
fourth.
From Here to
Maybe
Infirmary,
That
bitch.
for yeah, that's a great album.
Agony and Irony rules. That's my Alkaline Trio opinion. Moving on.
Moving on.
No, I will defend Agony and Irony just as much as I defend Crash Love. Those are underappreciated albums.
Ugh.
I mean, you're wrong, but I love your commitment.
Yeah, me too. I agree. They had one good album after Crimson. I can't remember the name of it. But that's the point. This has been great.
Fine words.
This has been great. I do like the Alkaline Trio fighting words. I don't know if there's a band left in here that we could have those fighting words with. My hot take is that my big hot take is my favorite album, or not favorite, the best album I think Mike did was Black Parade. But that's my opinion. But yeah, I like big thematic albums. So my favorite, or I think Green Day's best album is American Idiot. So again,
I don't think I know enough about My Chem to form
No.
a strong opinion
I
on
for sure
that.
don't.
So
The thing is, like, all those bands that were like so big, they all were big like at the tail end of my like pop punk listening. So like I
Yeah.
never actually listened to them. Like I didn't
Exactly.
like listen to Panic.
Yep.
I didn't listen to Fall Out Boy. I didn't listen to My Chem. I didn't listen to Motion City Soundtrack. It's like they all were
Yep.
like not in my
I put three of
universe. So I'm
those.
listening to it now, and
Yeah.
it's fun to
I'm
listen
right
to
there
now.
with you.
Well, I put three of
Yeah.
those into a box. Because when I was trying to listen to punk, and then My Chem came out with Three Cheers, and Three Cheers is not a pop punk album. It's just not. It's a really good punk album. It's got a lot of heavy metal, a lot of hardcore influences, a lot of other influences in there that aren't in the realm of pop punk. But I put Motion City, Fall Out Boy, and Panic in the same box where it's like I don't really want to listen to these pop punk bands. And then I saw Motion with Rise Against it and Coheed and realized that they were different because they're an incredible live band. If you have a chance to go see Motion City, you should see them live.
I have. They are awesome.
Yeah, I mean they changed my mind.
Remember shows?
Yeah.
Shows.
I saw Motion City with Straylight Run and Hello Goodbye.
Oh, that'd be a good ass tour.
So I never listened to Straylight Run either, and Jess was like, "You should listen to Straylight Run." And so last week when I was driving out to Easton, and I have like a nice long drive, I listened to an album, and it was delightful. I was like, "Oh, this is great!" It totally missed my radar then, but like, I really enjoyed it.
I never listened to Motion City Soundtrack like back when they were popular, but then I saw them at Riot Fest in like 2015 maybe. And they were incredible.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, and then I started listening to them again. Like I started picking up all their albums, and I like it like a lot. I like them a lot now.
That's great.
That
makes me happy. I like stuff like that. I mean, that's why this has been so fun.
Oh yeah.
It's like it gives me a chance to revisit all that stuff that like missed me the first time around.
Well, I'm looking forward to going back and listening to Hello Goodbye and seeing why I didn't like them when I first heard. So yeah. Because there are a lot of these bands I'll go and occasionally just put on just to be like, for remember something I've lost. But there's definitely like, Hello Goodbye is definitely one. Cartel's another band where I didn't listen to, but I've listened to them since. And Chrome is just a great album.
I think the one band that I'm going to take away from this tournament the most probably is The Forecast. I've been
I really liked that.
They're great.
I very much enjoyed that.
Punchline would be another one I would think. I think actually is going to go into my regular rotation. Who is somebody I hadn't listened to before. Had those couple Punchline songs that I'd heard. Yeah, so good. But yeah, I think this has been fun. We'll do this again next week. So hopefully my Zoom won't die again. So but yeah, bye everybody.
Sounds good. Sounds fun.
All right, good talking to y'all. Bye bye.